My name is Brian. I want to talk a little bit today about change. You know, I'm a completely different person today than I was 2 years ago, and amazingly, incredibly different than I was 5 years ago. And I'm not even in the same realm of the same guy I was 8 years ago. And part of that had to do with just recognizing that there were some things about myself that I needed to fix, and going to work on those, right? And wanting to be better and wanting to, operate with a higher level of integrity, higher level of character, wanted to improve in all the areas of my life, wanted to get in better shape, be in better health, those types of perform better professionally in my work, my job, be a better example for those that would look to me for leadership or, those kinds of things. So I've been working really, really hard on that. But I want you to know it's interesting. It's not just about what you do. It's really about who you are. You've heard people say, I'm not the same guy I was before. And that's so true. I just talked about this a couple of days ago. It's interesting when you truly begin to change how you see yourself, you begin to change everything about how you operate as an individual and as a person. And when that begins to happen, it's like magic. It really is truly like magic. But I want you to know, some people will say, well, that's just how I am, or that's just how I'm built, or that's just who I am. That's just my personality. And I want you to know that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. If you've got a character trait about yourself that you're not crazy about, you don't have to live with it. You don't have to say, well, that's just me. That's just how I was born. My granddad was that way. My dad was that way. I guess that's just going to be me. You may have a predisposition towards a hot temper, or towards telling stories, or towards, whatever. Some form of addiction, maybe. That's possible. It's possible that you have a predisposition to that. It's possible that genetically you have a predisposition. It's possible that because of examples that have been set by the people that you look to as role models when you were younger, that those could be predispositions for you. But predisposition now is not the same thing as destiny. Because your predisposition may be towards one of those kinds of things, it doesn't mean that you're destined to end up there. You can change. You can change yourself physically. You can change yourself emotionally, psychologically, from a behavior standpoint, from an appearance standpoint, from a performance standpoint. You have the power to affect incredible change. And it starts with how you feel about yourself. It starts when you begin to see yourself as the person you want to be. When you truly begin to see yourself there, that's when the magic will begin to happen. That's when the change will really begin to take place in your life. So what you have to do is you have to focus your energy now on saying, okay, what kind of person do I really want to be? Do I want to be the kind of person that, always tells the truth and always stands up for people, for the right thing, and sticks up for people and those kind of, if that's the kind of person you want to be, then what you have to do now is you have to make sure that every behavior that you exhibit reflects that desire to be that kind of person. Or maybe you've been overweight most of your life. You say, I want to be physically fit. I want to be in shape. Well, then here's what you have to do. You have to make sure that every decision you make reflects your decision to be in better shape and to change the kind of person that you are physiologically. And if you do that, here's what will happen. As you make those decisions and as you engage in those behaviors, now something really magical starts to happen. You begin to believe you are that person. You begin to believe that it's possible for you to behave that way habitually, not just consciously. And when you begin to believe that, your self-image begins to change. And then you become the kind of person who, and then you can insert the good behavior or the more responsible or the more goal-oriented behavior that you're really trying to achieve. So it's really a function of, that we use the phrase all the time, fake it till you make it, right? But there really is some application there. Act as if you were already the person you wanted to be in all those areas. And what will happen is you'll begin to believe that you're truly changing into that person, and that self-image now is what will allow you to truly begin to make those changes permanent and lasting. Because what will happen is you'll begin to see yourself as that person. And then you'll end up in a place in your life like I am today, where I'd say, I'm just not the kind of person that would do that sort of thing. Or I'm the kind of guy that always does like this, and mean it. Even though that may be completely different than a philosophy that you held or a behavior standard that you held 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. You can do it. You can change. It's all about how you feel about you. So if you've got positive changes you want to make in your life, I'm going to let you know. It's 120 25,000% doable. It's going to take work, and it's going to take time, but it's worth it. And that's the dose, guys. Have a great weekend.